Yeah, welcome back to my class again today. We have been looking at object-oriented programming, and in the past few weeks, I've been showing you the content of the class. Now, what we did in the last class was using a class method as a constructor instead of the init method. Okay, so the last method I'm going to show you today is static method. We've looked at instance method, we've looked at class method. So the third one is static method. There's actually the fourth one, which is what the abstract method, but that I'll be showing you in the abstract class. Still looking at my channel, which is what? Religion, science, and technology. What am I trying to achieve? I'm trying to use science and technology to show you the practical application of religion. So I'm going to still show you the static method within the context of the Garden of Eden. That is what I'm going to show you. So without wasting much time, let's get right in. So I'm looking at static method. This is it. Now, why do we need this static method? The instance method references the instance of a class. The class method references the class, right? But what if you don't want to reference the instance and you don't want to reference the class? What are you going to use? That is when you use the static method. Just like you have the tree of knowledge of good and evil that was created in the garden, irrespective of Adam or Eve, that tree was standing alone. So it's like a rule that is actually applicable to everybody in that system. All right. So looking at static method, we are going to write our program like we usually do. So this time, let me call it class, right? And then we'll say garden, right? Garden of Eden, right? And we'll close it. Now, this is our class, Garden of Eden. Then I will create a class variable forbidden underscore tree present, right? And then I will assign true to it. What this line simply means is that is the forbidden tree created in the garden? Yes, that is what it means, true. Now I'm going to create the static method, which is what? I will use the static method decorator. So I will come here and I will say static method. So this is a static method decorator that I'm going to use. Then I'm going to create my static method. So I will say define def, then I will say eat forbidden fruit, right? And then in this place, there will be no reference. I'm going to introduce something here. This is my static method that I'm defining, right? I'm defining this static method. Now I'm going to introduce the if statement inside this place. I will say if, then what I want to achieve that I want to say if the forbidden tree is present in the garden, right? Print out this for me. That is what I want to do. But if it is not present, then print out this for me. So if I want to access this forbidden tree uh, attribute, which is the class variable, right? If I want to access it, I will have to access it through the class. Now I'm going to say if Garden of Eden, Garden of Eden dot, I'm using the dot notation. I'm using the dot notation to access this forbidden tree present. So I will say forbidden. Now, it's going to be too long, right? It's going to be too long. But you won't do this in a normal program. You won't do this in a normal program. But because of the board, which is going to be too long, what I will do is that I will simply say that this, so I'll use FTP, right? This one representing FTP. P. So here I will just change it to FT FTP. If this, then go in, because it will be too long, right? That's why I didn't write this. But in normal program, you won't do this. You will have to write it. So if Garden of Eden dot forbidden tree present, meaning if it is true, then go in and print out. So the block of code for this, if Garden of Eden dot forbidden tree present, go in and print gateway to lower world. Close it. This is what I want you to print. If Garden of Eden, that is, if the tree is present in the Garden of Eden, print gateway to lower world. Else, print no FTP. There is no forbidden tree present. Right? Now I have created my class. So what is this class? Class Garden of Eden. That is the name of the class. Now inside this class, I have created this class attribute, which is what? Forbidden tree present. And I'm putting here true. Then I'm saying I'm creating the static method. So the static method, which is irrespective of the object that will be instantiated for this class. In that static method, it is what? Eat forbidden fruit. Now, when you go in, eat forbidden fruit. If Garden of Eden, forbidden tree present, if it is true, go in and print gateway to lower world. Now, if this place is false, it will not print out this one. It will come to the S and print no forbidden tree present. That is what I want to achieve. So I have created this. Now, this is the static method, as you can see. If you notice, I did not create the init method, right? Because I just created a class without the init method. The init method is used to instantiate an object. But I'm still going to create an object for this class, which means I can use that object to access the class variable and also access the class method at the class level. So there is the class level, there is the object level. So what we actually talk about, body, soul, and spirit. Now you will see that concept here. So now I am not creating the object level, I'm creating the class level. I'm going to create an object and use that object to access the class attribute, not the object attribute. You use init method to access the object attribute, but I'm using that object to access the class attribute at the class level. Now I'm going to create an object for this class. It should be under here, but I don't think you'll be able to see below this point. So I'm just going to bring this up here, right? So here I'm going to type Eden. Then assign. Okay, so let me call this Garden of Eden. Of Eden. Now, this is where my class. This is my class. Now, that is my class. So I am instantiating the class. So Eden, this is the object for the class. Then I'm calling the class, and there is no parameter supplied to it, right? So I have instantiated the class. Now I want to use this object to call this method, which is what? Eat forbidden fruit. So I'm going to use this to say Eden. Don't think this marker is bright. So I'll say Eden dot. So I'm going to use this object now to call this method dot eat underscore forbidden underscore forbidden fruit. I don't know whether you are seeing this. So if you are seeing this, now I'm using this object that I've created for this class now to call this method, which is the static method. So Eden dot eat forbidden fruit, and that will give me, because it will now come in here and say if Garden of Eden dot forbidden uh, tree present, if it is true, print out gateway to lower world. So Eden dot eat forbidden fruit will produce this one, this. It will print it out. It will print out gateway to lower world. That's what it will print out. But if I change this place now to false, and how will I do that? How do I change it to false? Just at this place, I now come here, which is what? Garden dot. If I come here and I say Garden of Eden dot forbidden tree present, which is FTP. Just because of the space, I'm doing that. Garden of Eden dot forbidden tree present, and I change it to what? False. Right? I change it to false. If I execute this here again, this one, if I execute it again, it's going to print out no FTP. There is no forbidden fruit present. That's what it's going to print out. So this is the static method. The static method enables you to is a method that is like a rule that is applicable to all the objects that will be created for the class, irrespective of the instance attribute. So like in this class now, you can see that we didn't create any init method to instantiate the class to instantiate the object. So we just created an object, and then we use that object to access the class attribute and the class method. So that is what you use an instance method for. That's what you use a static method for. It doesn't reference the instance and it doesn't reference the class. So it gives you an action of what is inside without any of the object or the class. So you just use an object to access the class and then carry out an action that is within the class. That is what I want to show you in this class. In the next class, before I move on, I'm going to use this static method to practically show you about the cybersecurity levy that the central bank government is actually going to charge people. So I will use this static method to practically show you that demonstration. So let's go to the PyCharm and let me demonstrate this on the PyCharm for you to see. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed this video. All right, so these are PyCharm. We are just going to create instance method, static method, I mean. So let's just create one, and we name it new file. So call it static.py. Okay, so this is our static method. So we are just going to directly create the class Garden of Eden, and then we begin the block. So I'll say forbidden tree underscore present. Then we will assign true to it, meaning forbidden tree is in the garden. Now we will now create our static method by using the static method decorator. And then We'll say define it forbidden underscore fruit, right? And then we'll supply that to it. Then we'll come here and we'll use the if statement. If Garden of Eden dot yes, that forbidden fruit, then go in and print this is the gateway to the lower world, right? That is what I want you to print. Else, go in and print there is no forbidden tree present. Yes, print that. Okay, so now we've created our class. Now, let's instantiate this class by saying Eden, then you call Garden of, Garden of Eden. So we have created the object for the class. Now let's call that static method by saying Eden dot forbidden fruit, which is this, eat forbidden fruit. Now, when you do this, it's going to print this is the gateway to the lower world. You see, it's printing this is the gateway to the lower world because you've created the object of this class. Like I told you, there is no init method. That is because everything that you are doing it at the class level. So you have created an object of the class. Now you want to access, you are calling a method that is in that class, which is the static method. And when you call it, it will go in and then it will check if Garden of Eden dot forbidden tree present. If it is true, go in and print this is the gateway to the lower world. Now, if I now do this, I copy this and I bring it here and I say Garden of Eden dot forbidden tree present. I paste this here and I change this to what? False. Then I now call this again. This will give me, this is the gateway to the lower world. Why this one will give me, this second one will give me there is no forbidden tree present. So let's call it. Let's execute this script again. You see, the first one gave me this is the gateway to the lower world because there is what? There is forbidden tree present in the garden, which is what? True. So this one will give me that. Will give me this is the gateway to the lower world. But now I have changed this forbidden tree present to false, meaning I have removed the forbidden tree from the garden. Now when I execute this script again, that is, I'm calling this again, it will check there is no forbidden tree. So it will print there is no forbidden tree present. That is what it's there is no forbidden tree present. So that is it. So I'm using my static method to execute a program like a normal function, right? Without referencing the class or referencing the object. So that is what I want to demonstrate to you in this class. So if you enjoyed this class, don't forget to click on the like button. And if you have not subscribed, please do so. And if you have not followed me on my Facebook page, also do so. So till we see in the next class, bye-bye.